George, you know, personality plus Marine. Or Northeastern Wisconsin, the best in this market. I'll tell you what, I envy you.
Dave, I am sticking around, but I'm not going to sing anymore today.
That's great. Okay, I got to get out of here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! All right, here we go.
Well, it sure felt good anyway. It sure was great to see that I was able to move again.
Another interesting thing, when they sat down, you told me that Art had, past tense, rheumatoid arthritis, and then we discussed the fact that that is not a disease or a problem that goes away, but it's a permanent condition, but you don't notice it as much anymore now that you're using the Cerebral Palsy Aquatics program.
No, I can walk around without aid of it.
Back inside the very warm studio, and believe me, I don't mind that I have the assignment inside. I'm not very good when it comes to standing out in the cold. Joining me now are Art and Elizabeth Denor, who take part in the aquatics program at the Cerebral Palsy Center. And I would like you to, first of all, you can tell us first, Elizabeth, how you found out about the aquatics program.
Through our daughter, Mary Larson. She helped out several times, and she thought it'd be good.
It has helped you immensely. Why don't you move in a little bit and fill us in? You don't mind if he sits closer, do you? I mean, he is your husband. They've been married for 45 years. How has it helped you?
Well, it helped me every way. All my joints are stiffened up, and already on...
All night last night, David and Susan Searing. Now, your name was not Susan Searing when you were here last year. You guys were engaged, and now you're newlyweds. Tell us about...
Are we newlyweds?
Do you feel like newlyweds, or do you feel like you've been together for years?
No, we feel like it's like almost our 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm happy things are going so well. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Now, you two are not only... You guys are not only married, you also work together. You're working together here, but you work together in a lot of other places, too.
Yeah,
Fill us in on your schedule.
Well, we
change your act, each one of you, because you were both working individually to become a team.
Well, Susan's primarily a stage singer, Broadway-type singing, and so it was very new for her to sing saloon singing, as you may have it.
Saloon singing?
Well, saloon singers,
Never get a break. You're even doing the telethon together. You're in different cities now than you were before. It sounds like you're doing a lot out west now. How do you like that?
Well, we love it out west. That's where we met our new manager, and he's just been terrific for us. And we're leaving Tahoe.
Well, thank you very much. They'll be here all day, this happy couple. Right now, time to listen to a song that I believe you sang last night, David.
For argument's sake, that you've decided that it is pain, it is important. Should you protect that second income, even if it's significantly less than the primary income, with disability insurance like you would protect the first one?
You absolutely should. It is really bad. We left Nashville on, Friday? I keep forgetting when it was. Friday a week ago.
Yeah.
And they were closing schools down in that area. A number of states had to shut down schools because the flu epidemic has been so bad.
Yeah, and it's early in the year, too. I've got to put former American hostage Jesse Turner.
And spend some Thanksgiving time with them, also with a family that we got to know when we were in the Persian Gulf just a year ago. So you have a great Thanksgiving. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Safe holiday.
All right.
My guys.
Thank you. No, I wasn't looking at you for that reason. No, I was just, that's an interesting transition.
Just, a little stretch.
Not sure how you're going to get over there to Spencer. Macaulay Culkin.
You said Macaulay Culkin.
I said Macaulay Culkin the other
in the
last hour. Yeah, I don't know why.
That's a variation on the name.
Something about this week. My mouth hasn't worked all week long. That's right. Now Spencer's mispronouncing my name. Also this morning, we're going to have with us super designer Donna Karan.
America is brought to you by The Gap.
Still coming up in this hour, coming hour, how two cities, Dallas and Hartford, are fighting the war on hunger.
And Joel Siegel will have a review of the new Macaulay Culkin film. And Donna Karan will offer men some taste of her style when we come back. Such a busy traveling time. I mean, they estimate what this and next Sunday are the busiest travel days in this country. So if you're heading out spending Thanksgiving with people out of town, going to travel this weekend.
And you feel a little under the weather, right?
Yeah, this flu is around. You're talking about you're talking about the flu yesterday with Tim Johnson. I'm sitting there taking notes, and then by golly, last night I start to come down with it. I hope I'll beat it.
I hope you still better.
Mind over matter. Anyway, travel safely, and I hope you'll find a place in line somewhere if you're trying to travel today. The lead story...
Transplants from London. We both enjoyed this.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun today, Margaret.
It was a very, very nice holiday, and Dame Edna was really
as you say, a stitch, a word you picked up in English, right?
Is that an English word? Yeah, she is. Look, a lot of people have the day off today. It'd be a nice day to lie around.
Nice long weekend. Go shopping, do some things, eat the leftovers. That wraps it up for this Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Katie Couric's back on Monday, and then Dennis will be back all next week as Bryant continues his vacation. So as we depart today, we leave you with the sights and the sounds of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Or Colleen for the very first time, and that must have been an amazing moment for you because you've saved this child's life. Yeah.
We really enjoyed meeting Debbie.
Let's talk about animation. You say that that is back with a vengeance. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that in 92?
Oh, definitely. Animation arrived.
Close encounter with Future Shock in a movie that's called Free Jack. Spencer?
Well, Charlie, the coldest air since last November is now spreading across the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. Early morning wind chill factor at Worthington, Minnesota was 70 below zero.
All right, thanks, Spencer. Well, all right, you have the network.
Yes, I want to use the airwaves for my own personal use for a moment. Happy birthday, Mom.
Is there anybody else that you was? Is Mailman having an anniversary?
Well, as a matter of fact, in 5 days, it's my brother's birthday, so how about an early one, and then I don't have to do it on that day, and I'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
She was saying during the commercial, you know, the cost of a card these days. I mean,
I know. I've been working with them too long. I'm becoming a cheapskate. Anyway, coming up.
Saved on a stamp, too. I know that.
If you've seen the toothpaste ad that said...
You're a quick learner.
My only concern about talking about this morning is I understand it's going to be a while before this is something.
The following is not a commercial.
No.
But everybody knows Milky Way candy bars. You've probably read about it. Milky Way is now coming out with something called Milky Way 2, which is, it's not available yet. It's going to be out in April in a few states and then gradually across the country.
It has 25, here, you read, this is the real thing. 25% fewer total calories and 50% fewer calories from fat than the regular Milky Way. Now, it still has 190 calories.
Something called caprinin is in it, that is a fat substitute.
That's the real thing. Here. We've got a minute to do this, so you better
I got to finish chewing it. It's not a clean candy bar, but it's still 190 calories, but it's good.
I'm sure you'll steal those. Have a great weekend, a sweet weekend. We'll see you Monday.
We'll unstick our jaws.
Yes. See the real answer to the problem.
Absolutely.
Doctor, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
You do have trouble getting to sleep, maybe even after the noon hour. Avoid alcohol, caffeine, and chocolates.
Charlie and I never have trouble getting to sleep because we're always sleeping.
There's a crowd out there.
All because he's never been on skis. He admitted to them he's never been on skis.
And he's not going to get
He's not going to live it down.
He's in one of the most beautiful places to ski in the world.
Yeah.
But he's not going to. We've got to do something about Spencer.
We're going to see more from out there. We have a lot of other things
with cerebral palsy. Some of the things that you are paying for by picking up that phone and giving us a call right now. Now, you wouldn't know it, but this therapy ball and this therapy wedge, both over $150. And these are some of the things that help UCP kids, and you can help us by giving us a call right now. Pick up that phone.
Continue this morning. There has been a new person named to President Bush's cabinet now. His name is Andrew Card. He is the former assistant to the White House Chief of Staff, John Sununu, who is now becoming the Transportation Secretary, replacing the man who replaced Sununu.
Considering any of these, what is it, long-term care insurance policies?
Well, Linda did for her mother.
Too, but it seems like she did good planning. The things that she did, are they applicable to other people?
The Dahmer facing trial, mass murder charges, the insanity plea, an issue there. Also meet the Russian-American team getting ready to launch themselves on a round-the-world balloon voyage.
And filmmaker Ken Burns of Civil War fame tells us about the new documentary he has on the history of radio. We'll also take a look at some nifty new little kitchen gadgets.
This language is look beyond the words to the reality behind it.
All right, Professor, thank you.
Thank you.
And keep monitoring them for us. And this year, do you get the impression, as I do, that Liberal was red hot, but now it's cooling down a little bit?
Oh, join us here at the Peach Pit Diner. This is the final day of our great Hollywood wake-up tour. And good morning, I'm Jian Lunden.
And good morning, I'm Charles Gibson. Good to have you with us. It is Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, here to serve. What can I get you? Would you like a Coke? Let me hear you. Let me set you up. All right. I'll fix you up. We are in the Peach Pit Diner, which
The tips and the myths this guy has lined up.
Yeah, and one of the myths, or one of the tips is you have to get...
That's right. Since we talked about sex yesterday, we actually decided this time to find something we knew something about. So we're gonna move on in this hour to... What are you looking for?
Maybe stick it in my mouth. What do you have here? What is this? 3 times then? All right. Thank you, David. Well, nobody has the blues over here except maybe Kyle, who was crying just a little bit before, but I think it's because of the bright lights and because it's kind of loud and noisy in here. But I tell you what, Kyle, we're going to bring it down a little bit, all right? We'll just make it soothing and quiet. Oh, it's going to be just...
For coming. One of the many great performers that we have. And you know, these two aren't performers by trade, but we sure love having them here. This is Norbert and Mary Meyer. They are a couple from De Pere, and interesting story for them to tell us. Now, Norbert uses the pool. He's a diabetic and has some heart problems. I understand it was rather real difficult to get him to go in the pool.
He really didn't want to go.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what it's like in that pool and how that has helped you, Norbert?
Well, I
handle himself a lot better. I see he's got a lot more energy, and yeah, I can see it. And I can see when he doesn't go.
Right, so again, this is a success story of where your dollars go. Norbert and Mary Meyer, we appreciate you coming on and telling us how the program has helped you. And anything you'd like to say out there to anyone?
Just try to get your mate out there if there's something wrong, because they really need it, and it's great.
Get your mate out there. No better words of advice than from Mary. Let's go to George. I understand he's got some good news for us.
It was way back. It was 1934. It happened one night with Claudette Colbert and Clark Gable.
Clark Gable, yeah.
And with the length of the Oscar ceremonies, well, it happened in 2 nights, probably. Anyway, it is now 12 minutes before the hour. When we come back, recession-proof summer shape-ups. And if you were watching the Oscars last night, one of the great frustrations about the Oscars is all the big awards come right at the end. And so
frustration for us, anyway.
That's right. And so you have to sort of wait through all of the 3 hours if you want.
We'll get to that story about defective radiators, a dangerous story in some foreign cars after a station break. Some foreign cars after a station break.
News departments.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lois Tomey. Thanks for joining us for Inquiry. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is near and dear to our hearts here at Channel 5, but also has a big impact on you, our switch over to CBS. At the beginning of this year, we changed our affiliation with the networks, going from ABC and its programming to CBS. Seems pretty confusing, but today we're going to try to clear up all the mystery by telling you what the change means to us and to you and your shows. But before we go into all that, let's take a look at Channel 5's history, where we've been, and then we'll look at where we're going.
And the little one's a chance to have it.
Coffee table book goes down to the
to the kids. It's about time, right? Jean-Michel, good to see you again.
Thank you, John.
Terrific books. They got the stamp of approval at my place last night.
Great, thank you.
And you know I got little ones. Coming up, fun fashions for prom nights, starting with the perfect accessories.
You know what, that tragic story about the car jumping up in Washington?